Now I want to take you into the garden and show you a huge amount of flowers. This is my favorite time of year because you really get to see everything come to life. These are seeds I started back in February and March, and they're doing fabulous, but it definitely took some time to get them to this stage. This is Gomphrena that I'm cutting here. It's also known as Globe Amaranth. And I just grew a mix. This was a mix of light pink and magenta and white. And I have dried these previously. I think I cut some back in July to test this method out, and they really held their color, especially that magenta. I was very surprised. If you're not into doing dried florals though, I still think this is a great flower for the garden. As you can see, the bees absolutely love it. It also has a tremendously long vase life. So if you are doing fresh flowers, truly it's like amazing. Everyone that's visited the house has commented on it, so maybe consider growing that next year. This is my celosia. It is the only one I grew that actually did well. I definitely tried a few other varieties, but this is the one that grew, and I'm so happy with it. It's so bright and vibrant. It's just lovely. I can't wait to see how this actually dries. And then I do have some status here. This is just a little last bits that I have in the garden. I had a lot more back in July that I will show you in a little bit. Another mix here of just some light purples and dark purples and pinks. So I'm just preparing all of these stems and getting as much foliage and greenery off as possible. You don't want the leaves on here because it could potentially give you too much moisture and actually result in mold. So we don't want all of our hard work to go to waste. So getting off all the foliage is actually really important. So that's all I'm doing here. And then I'm just bunching by variety, wrapping a rubber band around the base of it, and I'm going to show you in just a second how we hang these. I got a little creative here. I definitely need to find a better method, but this is my first year doing this. So before I invest any money in other materials, I'm going to make it work with a little DIY hack. All you need for this project are rubber bands and paper clips and a little bit of string. You simply wrap the rubber band around all of your bunches, and you want to do this because the stems will actually shrink as they dry, and this way you won't lose stems, they won't get damaged. And I take the paper clip and unfurl it just a little bit so that I can hook it onto the rubber band. And then this is our little DIY makeshift station here with some string. There probably is a better way to do this, but for now this works for me, and it's just temporary, so I'm not too concerned about it. And you just hang your flowers upside down. But I am going to share with you a book in a little bit that has taught me everything I know and then some. So these are flowers I dried maybe about 2 months ago, and I put them in little arrangements, these little vintage bud vases. They've held their color really well. This is all of the stuff from probably July or August that I cut. Probably come to the studio about 2 to 3 days a week now, which is much different from the past when I was doing everything myself. And most of the time I'm coming here just to get orders done and to get more inventory for my markets. I keep a lot of my market stuff at home just because it's easier. I have tons of boxes in here. There's not much space to do a lot of stuff anyway, as you can see here. And Lucy comes with me only when I need to pick up a few things, but I do make product for Fiorella, but that really only takes me a day or two once a month. So really, my life has changed quite a bit, and I'm gonna update you guys later in the video on what's been going on. wanted to do a little afternoon tea and chat catch up since it has been a little while since you've seen me here. I do hope you've been well this entire time. I'm just gonna catch you up real quick. You know I like to ramble, so I'm gonna try my best to sort of tighten what I want to say up, but it has officially been a year since I relaunched my small business. If you don't know, I own a brand called Solette, and I sell soaps and body care products, and I've been doing it for about 6.5 years. So it has been my main income for the last 3 years when I left my corporate job. I'm super grateful for it, but this past year certainly has given me some challenges that I wasn't quite prepared for. So not only that, we had some other personal things going on in our lives. We had quite a big health scare with my husband. He's fine now, but it really made us take a back seat. He was in the hospital for 4 days and really made me reevaluate what life should be. And that's really deep, but when you are this close to losing a loved one, you kind of reevaluate those things. So, oh my God, I didn't think I was gonna get emotional. So, okay, I've composed myself a little bit. Did not expect that wave of emotion to hit me, but that has been where we sort of have been the last few months. So I've been working on my business and really trying to continue to grow that, but with the economy that we're in, and I'm not gonna go down the rabbit hole, but it really is just tough for everyone out there, which means when your business is your sole income, I devoted more time to it. So I've been doing a lot more trying to keep Solette going. And with that, I took a step back from YouTube. And a lot of that has been because my life has changed. What I used to share with you was very different from my everyday now. And I've struggled all year trying to figure out how I can still create content and share my life with you all, because I genuinely love it. And I am so grateful that you want to take a peek into my world. But in this sort of soul searching I've been doing over the last few months, I have really realized that I was only showing you a very small piece of who I was. I wasn't getting super personal. I was sharing a lot of my business, but that's not 100% of who I am. And I used to be somebody who was fully dedicated to a job and let that define me. And when things are bad and you let your job define you, you can sort of fall into a little bit of a depression. I'm not sure if that's exactly where I was. I wasn't diagnosed in that, but it felt different. And it was really hard to show up on a camera and try and be my typical positive self. So fast forward to now, I decided that I don't want to stop doing YouTube and that I have a lot of other things to share. I've gone through massive brainstorming sessions and really figured out that my big goal in life is to live a well-lived life. And for the last few years, I've really marched towards that. I quit a corporate job that didn't make me happy. I completely flipped my life upside down, and I took a huge pay cut, and I'm happier for it. It is still difficult at certain times, but I have really been trying hard to find small things every day that give me joy. And I have always loved cooking. I have always loved decorating my home. I am very fortunate to live in New England, where we have 4 amazing seasons, all so unique and so beautiful in their own way. And those are things I'd like to start sharing with you a little bit more. It doesn't mean that I won't be sharing any of my business. I certainly have every intention to keep bringing you along that journey, but my business has changed significantly from what we used to know and what I used to share. And so it's, instead of just quitting and not sharing anything, I have decided to sort of change some of my content. And I know for some of you that may not be your favorite, but you know, life, we all change. And I've been doing YouTube for over 3 years now. I have learned a ton, and I want to keep pushing myself with it. I want to be better at it. I quite honestly would film just to film and not be creative with it. And I have all of a sudden gotten this new spark of motivation and all these things I want to do and share with you all. So that's what this is. I will continue to be the Caitlin that you know and love, but you're gonna see a few different sides of me. Of course, you'll see some Lucy, but you're gonna see a lot of the things that make me really happy, and I hope that I can share those things with you that will then instill happiness in your life. I hope to give you ideas and inspiration for your home, for gatherings, for hosting, for recipes, for seasonal things, and of course, motivation for your business. And I will continue to take you along that journey, but it's just not going to be 100% of the pie of what I share with you guys.